Hello, wonderful members of the SRY Studio. I want to tell you what's happening in the SRY Studio during the month of September. So, I am going to take a little bit of time in nature with my family after so much time in the digital realm teaching and supporting students online. So, what's going to happen is during the month of September, I'm going to teach a couple of workshops instead of the weekly class. So you can save September 4th, which is a Saturday, and September 12th, which is a Sunday. And on these days each, I'll be teaching a 2-hour workshop, and I'll tell you a little bit about those in a moment. First, I want you to also know that though I won't be teaching new live weekly classes in September, we're going to roll out some greatest hits from the classes that have been taught over the last year and a half of the SRY Studio's existence. So based on some of your favorites, each week we're going to be sharing with you our recommended fave practice of the week. You, of course, are welcome to go into the SRY Studio, into the library of practices, and take the month of September to delve into any theme that you want to, something you haven't done before, or maybe one that you loved from the past. You might experience it in a new way. So you can take the month to really play around in that library on your own, but we'll be sending you a recommended practice of the week for you to delve into. And you can join the workshops live or access them as a recorded practice after they're taught. So more about the details, the timing and so on about the workshops available for you inside the SRY Studio. And let me tell you what they are. So on Saturday the 4th, I'm going to teach the Mahamudra. So the Mahamudra, it means the great seal or the great mudra. And it is a full body mudra in which we have a direct effect on the Ida and Pingala nadis. So these are the subtle channels that crisscross up the spine in such a way that really pulls you directly inward and leaves you in a meditative place. This Mahamudra is considered a very sacred, even secret practice that is not meant for the masses. It is really meant for those who are truly seeking yoga's fundamental and ultimate supreme purpose. That's you, members of the SRY Studio that have been practicing with me for some time. So this is not a workshop that's going to be accessible to the public. It is only for SRY Studio members. And it is really the culmination of all of the practices that we've been doing, not just in the month of August, but also in June and July when we were working with the subtle body and learning about the chakras and the Ida and Pingala nadis. So the Mahamudra practice is something that is the natural next step. What I do recommend is that you at least go through the practices of the August theme, Meditation Revelation, before you get to the Mahamudra workshop. That's really important, particularly the last 2 practices of the theme you'll really need as preparation for what we're going to do with the Mahamudra. Otherwise, it won't really make sense in your body and it won't give the effect that we are hoping it will give and for which it's intended. So that's Saturday the 4th, Mahamudra. You can join live or you'll access the recording later. Then on September 12th, which is a Sunday, I will be teaching as well about an 1.5 to 2-hour workshop. And this is the Pawan Muktasana Vinyasa, or what I call the air liberating series. Pawan Muktasana Vinyasa, like the Mahamudra, is a classical practice. We're doing all of these things in a SRY way, which means nurturing, gentle, accessible, and based on the principle of soma, or nourishment and nectar. So the Pawan Muktasana Vinyasa is a series in which we move all of the joints in the body gently and in a nourishing way in all directions. So we really, literally, it goes from toes to head. We start with the toes and we move through all of the joints through the whole body. And that includes softening, nourishing, releasing, decompressing the spine, because your spine is a series of joints, and all the way through the neck and to the base of your skull. The Pawan Muktasana practice is very blissful. It's kind of fun. It's quite different in some ways than what we normally do with Shri, and yet some fundamental Shri practices are built into the Pawan Muktasana vinyasa. And you end with a very light, ethereal feeling. What this practice does is it removes vata dosha, or kind of stagnant air that gets stuck in the joints. So it's a wonderful practice for the fall or the spring in particular. And it's something that I used to do every day for a period of time. So it's really fun, accessible, enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. For both practices, you'll need propping. But for the Mahamudra practice on the 4th, or whenever you access the recording, you need to have a strap or something similar. So this is actually a martial arts belt. This works really well and it's nice and soft. I like these. You can use a yoga strap, a necktie, a long scarf, a shawl that you wind up. So some kind of long strappy thing is necessary to do the Mahamudra. Then you'll need blocks and all of the blankets that you normally have in order to do both of these practices. There's one more thing I want to tell you about, and that is that in the end of November, beginning of December, I am teaching Shri Fundamentals. So this is a 12-hour training in Shri, and I'll be sharing more with you about that. But I would love you to join if you think you want to share Shri with other people, teach Shri professionally or casually. So more to come about that. All right, that's September for you, and I'm so looking forward to sharing all of that with you. And I'm looking forward to getting some time in nature with my family. So thank you for that.